So, what is community? Take a minute and think about what community means to you. Defining community is not as straightforward as one might think. Community has been defined in many ways, and there's no single or correct definition. Community means different things to different people. Perhaps you thought of community as your geographic region, for example, your neighborhood or your town or city. Maybe you thought about your community as peers of the same age or ethnicity or gender. You might have thought of community as individuals with a shared interest, like playing soccer or sewing. You might even thought of community as just the wider public in general. All of these things are correct. At its core, community is a sense of belonging. It's important to note that communities will often come together to address a particular issue. For example, trying to prevent a school from closing. Similarly, communities will disband once that issue is addressed. For example, if they were able to prevent that school from closing. When communities come together to address an issue, this is what we call community engagement. Like community, there are many definitions of community engagement. For the purposes of this module, we will define community engagement according to the Tamarack Institute as the process of working collaboratively with and through groups of people affiliated by geographic proximity, special interest, or similar situations to address issues affecting the well-being of those involved. As I'm sure you can imagine, there are many benefits to participating in community engagement efforts. Community engagement empowers citizens to take responsibility for the things that are happening in their own community. It also encourages community members to address the needs that are directly relevant to their neighborhood or their community. When people participate in community engagement efforts, they're able to contribute to and enact change in their community rather than passively accepting the circumstances under which they live. Community engagement, not surprisingly, strengthens community spirit and levels of social inclusion and belonging of its members. When more voices are heard, higher quality solutions to community issues are created, and there's a more efficient use of the resources. Lastly, community engagement efforts can inform both policy making at various levels of government and service planning.